What's up, world? It's your girl Shay Monroe, and welcome to Summertime in the Sky. I am here with my girl Andi. Andi is in the building, joining us. Summertime in the Sky.
Yes,
what's going on, girl?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Absolutely. Listen, I'm doing great. You look amazing. First of all,
I need your glasses.
Listen, you know I'm trying. I be trying for the people. First of all, this hair, like.
Oh, I had to let it go.
You giving me all type of body buttered and oils kind of looks and vibes.
I was going more so like India Irie, Erica Badu, chilling, vibing.
That's right up my alley.
Okay.
Those are my girls. That's just
right.
like a nice, cool, soulful.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining the Summertime in the Sky.
Yes.
You know, I was waiting so we can get together, we could talk about some things, get into it. So before we just, you know me, I'm all over the place. That's the fun part about the Shape of the World experience. I'm all over the place. You're never going to get a hole like this. It's going to be everywhere. But, you know, I want you to talk to me a little bit about your business that you have going on, and let's talk to the people about that.
All right. Well, I am an owner of a body butter called Niava's Body Bar. I pretty much... Oh, wow. So when the whole pandemic happened, lockdown... You know, I'm a creative at heart, and I was in school. So for me, schoolwork, mommying, and being in the house 24/7, I was losing my mind. And so I'm like, okay, I need to do something. I couldn't go and pick up my camera and take photos. I'm like, I'm not crocheting nothing because I'm not.
Too much.
That's, you know, I'm just like, okay, what can I do? And so my daughter, actually both my kids, they have sensitive skin. And so I ran out of a particular product. And with everything closed, I'm like, okay, I'm not one to buy things online because I need to see and feel stuff.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
And, you know, with shipment delays, I'm like, I'm not about to spend money and I'm not going to see it in 2 months. That's not happening.
Right.
So, I was like, let me see what I could do. So I Googled how to make body butter. Okay, let me take a little sip.
Yes, we want to sip to that because, you know, everybody like a good body butter. You know, shout out to everybody out there with the silky skin. You know, you got the skin is all silky, milky, and, you know, that's listen.
Got a nice little glow.
Right, and then you smell good.
Exactly.
Who doesn't want to smell good? I want to smell good.
I want to smell like you can snatch me as I'm going.
Snatch me up, right?
So
yes, let's get into this body buddy. So you get into learning how to make it.
Yeah, so one night I had my glass of wine. I'm like, all right, let's Google. Get on Google. And I'm like researching. I'm like, okay, hot, cold, melting. Oh my God, I don't think I have that in the kitchen.
Right.
And, you know, and I'm not a girl to like work my way around the kitchen. When I'm hungry, I cook. Like, I'll cook.
Right.
But 9 out of 10, you're not going to catch me in the kitchen.
Gotcha.
I don't know how my children have been surviving, but they're here. So
they're doing okay.
They're doing right? No stomach pumps yet. So anywho, so I'm like, all right, so I need a mixer. I need, you know, these type of butters. I need essential oils. I'm just like, this is a project that I didn't think would be so extensive, but I'm like, you know what? I dare myself. I'm going to do it. So I'm like, oh, so where can I get these supplies? And I'm like, online was definitely on it. I was like, no. So
no
like,
help.
Can I go in person and buy these products? And I was like, wait, Harlem? Duh.
Hello. Shout out
butter,
to Harlem.
Right?
Shay, Harlem, duh. You get it?
Right. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. I go to Harlem and, you know, I'm like scouting out different. I'm touching, I'm smelling. I'm like, you know, what would I want to, you know, smell? And I'm like, but it's not for me yet. It's for Ava. Yes. My son is away on vacation in Virginia. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't need it for him right now. But my baby, yes. So I'm like, lavender. Why not?
Lavender is always easy.
Yes. And you can't mess it up.
Most people love lavender.
Right. So I'm like, baby's lavender, bedtime, early.
Makes sense.
I can mommy time,
That's
me time.
Yep.
Why not? So I bring the stuff home. And okay, so I'm a visual person. I never was the type to do manuals.
Okay.
If you gave me a manual to put something together, 9 out of 10 did not look at it. Right. I more so, if I see it, I'll try to compute it in my head, and then that's how I go. So I watch YouTube videos. I'm like, okay, cool. So I didn't know I had a mixer in the house. This is a disclaimer. But I did have my Ninja Bullet. And
which is good.
I kid you not. I took all the stuff, threw it in the Ninja Bullet, throw the ninja bullet down on the blade spinner.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't recommend that. I honestly...
It was the first time. It was the first time, ladies and gentlemen.
time.
So give her a chance.
So I was just like, yeah, it was like stuck to the blade. I'm like, I put my soursop smoothies in this.
Not after that. That's going to be
no. I had to get new cups, new potatoes. So I was just like, okay, cool. So I'm like, okay, I can see like where this went wrong, but I can smell, you know. So I'm gonna try again. I still got some drops left. So I go, and Ava's grandfather, you know, he's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like any shenanigans I put myself in, he's like, all right, sure.
Support, yes.
Support it, you know. So he picks up a mixer for me. Cool, it's a little hand mixer. And now I do it over.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, so I gotta melt the stuff.
Yes.
I gotta blend. Waiting game is 2 hours. I'm like, I want to see what it looks like now, but I'm like, all right, 2 hours. So I'm like, all right, let me do some schoolwork, bust out this bio.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm checking. My mom's like, let it, you know,
like,
let it
let it marinate,
yeah,
like for a minute.
I got this mixer. I'm ready to.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so I'm like, okay, cool. 2 hours, you know, pass, and now my baby's ready to be all blended up. I'm like, okay, we got this.
Yeah.
I pull it out. I'm all nice and easy with it. Get the mixer. You know, I'm like, all right, what speed I want this on? Now I'm stuck because I'm like, well, how high should it? I'm like, you know what? We should start slow. Start slow, move it up. Throw it in. Mix in. I'm like, all right, it's fluffy. I like fluffy. We like fluffy. We don't like it too hard.
So it's like a whip.
Yes, so it's a whip.
Okay.
So once it was done, now my house smelled like lavender. I'm like, oh,
This is good.
I'm ready, you know? So I give my daughter a bath. You know, she's like a cat. She doesn't like water.
Yeah.
I don't know what's that about.
That's most kids.
But I was just like, Ava, you want to get this bath. Cause
Right.
it's
time to get this bath.
Right. Throw in the bath, get the body butter, and I put some like in a little cup that I had, like a disposable cup.
Okay.
So I rub her down in it, you know, after, and so her skin was like nice and soft.
Yeah.
Mind you, I didn't measure nothing. I was just like, I think that's enough. It was like the ancestors were like whispering.
They was whispering in your ear. They
Like,
were behind you. They gonna say, all right, baby, all right now.
Yeah,
hold on,
enough.
baby, that's too much.
Right. So I'm like, okay, cool. This is great.
Yes.
So I'm rubbing it on her, and for me, you know, as a mom, we look for texture. We look for, you know, when we're buying products, it's like a sensational thing that we need to feel.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I like how it feels, and the lavender was so potent. I was like, maybe I put too much, but this is great. So I'm rubbing it on her, rubbing it in her back and everything. 15 minutes later, my daughter was knocked out.
Out like a light. I need that in my life, okay?
Okay.
So that's how it starts.
So I was like, all right. So I had bought 2 scents. I bought lavender and peppermint because I'm a peppermint girl.
Okay.
So I did it again with the peppermint. So I whip in, whatever, cool. I hit up one of my great friends and I was like, hey, I want you to try something. And she was like, right. And I was like, it's a body butter. You can't ingest it. I'm not trying to kill you.
Right.
Just come try it. It goes to the skin.
Right.
So, you know, so she comes and she picks it up and she's like, I love it. Like, this is nice. And I was like, okay. Hey, you know, call my niece up. I know you got bad skin. Come try something out.
You're like, hey, Ashy, come do this. Like,
you know,
they're calling me. I'm the Ashy one.
Listen, I said, come try this body butter out. So we go, and she comes. I'm like, all right. You know, so I got recruited a few people. I'm like, try this out.
Yeah.
And they all gave me the same result. It was soft. It was fluffy. They liked the smell.
Yeah.
And they was like, you know, what did you put in it? And I was just like, you know, naming the stuff that I put in it, which is all natural.
Yes.
I am
very
in
important.
school to be a nurse practitioner. So for me, I am not an over-the-counter girl. I'm more of holistic needs. So if you're sick, I'll probably go whip up like some tea that is mixed with like mint and lemons and ginger from like the root ginger, and I'm steaming. So it would only be right that my body butter is natural. Like no preservatives, no whatever. And so my niece, who has this, like, she has severe dry skin, like eczema, she's like, hey, I've been using it for the past week and my skin is clearing up. And I was like,
Yes, Dr.
Sugar daddy
Andi.
in the making.
Right,
This
yes.
must be my sugar daddy.
Right,
You know? So
absolutely.
I ain't giving up no sugar. So this is, this
Shit,
works.
give me the sugar.
Right? So I'm like, huh. So then a couple other people, when I let them try it, they was just like, you should go sell it. And I was like, pause. I'm not selling nothing. I don't sit outside.
Okay.
I'm not that type of person. I'm more of the shy type when it comes to like networking with like people I don't know.
Okay.
And this is where I had to like really see like in lockdown, in quarantine, was you doing this as a science project or was you doing it to kind of help others change their skincare regimen?
Yes.
You can't have something that you know will be beneficial and you're not trying to share it. And I was always taught when you have a blessing, you bless others with it.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to you in the big guy because I need to figure out what is it. I'm being challenged to go outside.
Right. This is because this is new. This is new.
And it's like, you want me to sit out there?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Luckily enough, we was in phase 2, so I was like, okay, with the mask, cool.
Right.
So I got these little jars. I'm filling up peppermint, one, tub, filled up another, and I'm like, all right, where I'm gonna sell? Nobody really knows me where I live.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'll start by my house.
Okay.
So I sit outside. One person that, knows me, she comes up and she buys one. I'm like, okay. So I'm telling her like what's in it. And I had infused some with some sea moss. Sea moss is like the new thing.
Yes.
It's not new, but
it's more relevant now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So more people are like hearing it more. So,
Yes,
when you
absolutely.
start to hear something more, you're like, what is that? Okay. So, I'm talking, and next thing I know, because she bought one.
Okay.
And a few other people. So I sold like 10. I was sitting out there for like 2 hours.
10 is great.
Yeah, 10.
Like, that's more than great.
And I was like, look, it's only $5, right? Because I had to think about like, well, how much does it cost to make a whole batch? How much was all of this? And I'm just like, I think $5 for a sample of my body butter is decent. Why not? Okay, cool. So then I was like, well, I need to go back up to Harlem and get some more supplies.
Shout out to Harlem for always having the stuff. What?
Right.
That's right.
And all
that. So, okay. So what is running through your mind as you are in creative mind frame? Like right now, your brain is like, I sold 10, I'm making this stuff, and you're just making it because you're just so creative, and you're like, this is going to be good. This is good for it's helping my niece, it's helping my daughter, it's helping yourself. So then you're like, okay, got a little ding.
Yeah, my shy angel was like, girl, no.
Yeah.
You got so much on your plate
Don't
right now.
listen to her. She tells me the same thing.
And my encouraging angel was like, girl, this is your 9 to 5.
Hello.
Go out there. And you're smart, you could do this.
Yeah.
And I was just like...
the battle.
Let me go take a shot.
The battle of the soldiers.
Right, So I'm like, and the craziest thing was that day that I had sold the 10 sample, 10 out of, I think I had made like 20 a piece.
Okay.
I went uptown, bought some more stuff, and something was just like, stay up here and sell the rest. And I was just like, no, Harlem is a tough crowd. Like, I grew up in Harlem.
Come on, man.
They're tough.
Listen, we don't know you. So we like, what you got? Can I get a free one? Everybody want to get a free one. And then it's like so many people, Harlem, listen, I'm from Harlem, y'all already know.
Listen.
Sometimes we can be a little tough crowd.
It's tough.
Right.
I grew up in Harlem, and they knew me for reading books with my hands in my pocket and head down, because I didn't talk to people, because,
Yeah.
But I'm just like, no. And I had my daughter with me, my mom was with me, and I was just like, I don't want to sit in the sun, but something was just like, just do it.
It's called the Harlem Hustle.
I know.
It's in your blood.
Exactly.
So now you gotta just be like, you know what? Listen, man.
I'm gonna just do it.
Who want this butter? And I'm charging you for it. Ain't I take cash app,
do you want
checks?
Maurice or do you want Prada?
Right.
Which one you doing?
Listen, it's in your blood. So you already got that part down.
Listen.
So now you in Harlem.
I'm in Harlem.
How did that story end?
All right. So I was on 1, 2, 5th, and 8th. We're gonna go that way.
Shout out to 2, 5th, and 8th. Just so y'all can know, it's 8th, not Frederick Douglass. It's 8th.
Please stop doing that. Stop.
People go, I'm on Frederick Douglass Boulevard. You where? I don't know where you at,
I'm
girl.
on 8th. Okay.
You on 8th.
Exactly. Don't listen to MapQuest. It's 8th.
It's
Okay.
8th.
So, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. So I walked down to the state building. I didn't even know there was a protest going on. Nothing. I was just like, there was a group of people.
That was the best time.
So I'm
in the
like,
middle of a movement.
Yes. So
Yes.
I'm like, shout out to Black Lives Matter.
Absolutely.
All right. So I said, you know what? There's benches. I don't have to worry about my mom complaining about not being able to sit. My daughter, we good. All right. I said, Mom, I'm gonna sell the last bit that I have, and I'm gonna just see what happens.
Yeah.
So I'm looking like, the little Girl Scout cookie girl. Got my 2 bins.
Yeah.
And once the protest was over, some people were coming by and they're like, what is that? And I'm like, body butter. I was like, you really came up to me. Like, I looked a little invisible. I was like, and I just felt like I was like out of place with it. I'm like,
right.
No, I don't look like I'm from Harlem, but I promise you, I'm
no
from the
thing.
area.
No such thing.
So,
no such thing.
So I sit there, and next thing I know, like, people were coming up. I was letting them, like, trying on your skin. And I mean, the whole, like, there was bikers that were protesting for the Black Lives Matter. They took up literally from, like, maybe Morningside to, like,
I love
Fifth
that.
Avenue. And they was coming off the bikes, and they were like,
send that.
What's
up?
And stuff.
What's going on? What's that in that little tube you got there?
I mean, it looked like something in, like, cookies, because
right.
the bin that I had, they didn't know what it was. I'm like, y'all hungry? Because this is not.
It could have been. They probably thought it was edibles, but then was like, oh, but it feels so good.
Yeah, like this smells good. Okay, where's your mask? Oh, hold on, I got it.
Hold on.
So you were saying now. So I got up there. It was like around. What time did I get to Harlem? I got to Harlem like 4.
Okay.
Like 4:30.
Okay.
I left at 7 because I started seeing like the other vendors. When you start seeing like the Africans backing up, it's time to get off the 2-5.
That's a big fact.
I'm like, okay. So I go and didn't even realize how much traffic I had picked up just standing in that little spot.
Right.
That I sold out all my samples.
Yes.
And I was like,
Go, baby.
Really?
First of all, it's amazing.
it is.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Black owned. So I'm down with that. We doing everything Black, baby. Everything. Shay Monroe experience. We doing everything Black. So I'm down with that. I think that's amazing. And, the storyline behind it is amazing because it's coming from a place of, you know what? I'm not sure if I can do this. Yes. And that gives you the courage for other people that's looking in and listening to say, you know what? I wasn't going to do that, but Andi didn't really, wasn't 100% sure. And now look, she got a whole different line, people. Yeah. Pineapple, apple, butter, pineapple. Like, just name it.
It's
you name
ridiculous.
it. Like, she got it.
I went from people saying, hey, do you have an Instagram? Do you have like this? To now I have an Instagram. Now I'm developing my website. Now I have different ways you can pay. Now I have specialized like blends, peppermint patty, chocolate eclair, watermelon, pineapple.
Watermelon's my favorite.
Yes, the watermelon. Favorite. I love chocolate. I mean, chocolate, my customers that bought chocolate, I'm gonna just let y'all know, stop telling me what y'all doing with it. Y'all nasty.
Listen, do it. Listen, she ain't sell me the chocolate, but she knows she was sold out. So I was like, oh.
The chocolate. And the craziest thing, I have to honestly say, when you doubt yourself because you are not sure, because other people make it seem like it's so like you have to be on my level, you got to be A-list, you got to be that. You don't got to be anything, that.
Right? You
got to have just a little bit of faith of a mustard seed and plant it in whatever little soil you got and watch it grow. Because now I went from having little sample jars to I wake up to a new order every day, and I'm just like, my hands, because y'all let my hands
No, ain't no time. No, ain't no sitting down.
Right?
Ain't no time out.
I'm just sitting here, and I'm so thankful and so humble because it's like, my biggest thing was I'm in school full time.
Yes.
I'm a mom full time.
Yep.
I'm Andi.
Full time.
Full time.
Right.
And then I tack this on, and I'm like, well, how I'm gonna, just trying to find time for yourself.
Yes, trying to find a balance.
When you decide, you know what, I'm gonna be a business owner, you got to think about how you're gonna keep yourself afloat.
Yep.
Do you want investors? Because once you get an investor, that can change because they'll want to add their own little piece to it, or they'll want you to change up something.
Right.
My stuff it has no preservatives in it.
Right.
I don't want to get an investor and they feel like, well, shelf life, you should put this in it. And I'm just like, no, because that's falsifying what I stand for.
Right.
You pick up something for your skin and half of the stuff on the label you can't even pronounce it. You don't even know what it's actually
That's me.
used
I'm
for.
like the S454. What's this?
So I can watch it like that.
I don't even know. I'm in the store like
something. It has
acid 99. I'ma buy it. Like
right? 24 different letters, and you're like,
and that happens a lot. And at least with your product, it will say it is this, it is that, and hey, listen, if it works for you, do your thing. But I salute you. I think what you're doing is amazing. And again, it's starting from scratch, like legit. And you're gonna make mistakes,
of course,
in the process. And you have, shout out to the ninja. She's no longer with us.
No,
but
she's not. I have to replace her.
We have to replace her. But and your story is amazing because, like I said, you have to learn to make mistakes in the process, to be great, and to do whatever whatever things that you're doing. And I know you have so much more to go, and I'm here for it.
I'm all for it. It's so crazy because
I'm like this.
I have my podcast going.
Yes.
And I had to talk about it on my podcast because I started my podcast in like June.
Yes.
And I started doing the body butters and I neglected the podcast and I'm like, wait,
right.
I need to do
you gotta
segment.
get back. You gotta do.
So I'm like,
right.
Hey guys, it's Andi.
Right.
And,
hello.
It's Ginger.
Welcome to 1-800-ANDI.
Right? This is what I've been doing in my life for the past 3 weeks since you haven't heard me. But it's great because I'm a person, even with school, I have to constantly be stimulated. I hate being bored. So it's like, people will say, oh, you're always changing up your hair color or your hairstyle or you're doing something different. And I'm like, because I truly believe if you find something to do that interests you, keep yourself interested. You'll always want to have something to do with life.
Absolutely.
And I've had my down points where I didn't know which way life was going. I would be up.
Yeah.
And I'll be down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm tired of, I just want to kind of have like that constant rhythm.
Right.
This here is a constant rhythm. Like, it even created a bond a little bit more on a deeper side for me and my daughter.
Yeah.
Because I'll be mixing and she'll go, help me.
Yep.
She's putting the body butter and she goes,
right.
Good.
Right. And if
like,
she don't like it, she'll be like, no, do another batch, mommy.
Is very sassy.
Yes, she is. And she will tell you, no, that ain't it. She rolled her eyes at me yesterday. We got beef. 3 o'clock, Ava. Check that out. I'll meet you on the block.
I can't save you.
But you know what? And even like going back into your podcast. So this is where the Shay, Monroe, and the Andi get together, and we get to be able to use our voices, use our platform, and just express and speak about things that nobody wants to talk about.
Oh.
Let's talk about hot sauce and ginger ale.
Okay, so ginger ale and hot sauce.
Ginger ale and hot sauce.
It's okay.
I love.
Some people get it.
Some people are like, "What does that mean?" I get it, cause it's gonna be a little spicy, but I got something to cure you. Cause you know, ginger ale for black folk. That's you get shot. Your grandmother's like, take some ginger ale. I'm like, Granny, I got read enough about bus. She like, get some ginger ale.
Okay.
You be alright. Like, you'll be okay. So I get it.
Grandma, stop trying to cure me with ginger ale. I'm bleeding.
Like she doesn't care. You just got cured. So shout out to ginger ale. But that's what me and you got like. Okay, this is my girl. We can podcasters. People don't understand being behind a mic.
Yes.
And being in podcasting and radio. Itself. It is. It's hard. It's not easy. People are like, oh, Shay Love was easy. It's not easy. But I feel like having a voice is so important because some people have questions and concerns and they are afraid to ask ask this question, but this is why your girl Shay Monroe is here, baby. I am your neighborhood role model. I got you. So, you know, it's some weird stuff people gonna want to know, they're gonna want to talk about and discuss. So, when you started your podcast, what was your reasoning behind you creating your podcast? Let me pour a little something here.
We're gonna be honest.
We're gonna be honest. We're gonna keep it a little. I got you.
I got some, but we can do a little more.
We can do. There's always room for a little bit of more.
Just a little more.
A little bit of
Shay
more.
Monroe experience.
A little Shay Monroe. It will do that to you.
All
Cheers.
right.
Yes,
Okay,
indeed.
so
Let's get into it. Let's talk about ginger ale and hot sauce.
So ginger ale and hot sauce. So when I thought about ginger ale and hot sauce, I was having a conversation with one of my good girlfriends.
Okay.
And let's just say that from that conversation, it was more so like when you pacify your life and you don't want to take accountability, we ginger ale it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I found myself to, how can we spice this up? How can we change the narrative of your story? And I realized that I'm a private person to an extent. I'll show you like pictures of me doing something stupid or with my kids, but as far as my life goes, you don't know
that's
what I'm doing.
We ain't signed you up for that.
No, so it's just like, and that's the hot sauce part of me.
Yeah.
Because when you get to know me, you like, oh, this chick is...
She crazy.
Interesting. Yeah.
Oh, she's spicy.
So, right. But
yes.
On my... When I converse with people that I care about, I don't necessarily give them the... Okay, it's alright. It's gonna no. Why are you ginger aleing this? Why are you not trying to fix this?
Right.
Like, you've been putting a Band-Aid over the same issues over and over and over.
You can't put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound.
I've been doing the same thing. If I don't want to confront what's bothering me, I ginger ale it, Band-Aid, whatever.
Right. Whatever concept you want to go
for. And look,
for.
I like Trader Joe's ginger root ginger ale, so I like the nice fancy ginger ale. So I'm gonna make sure I don't feel what I'm feeling, but it's like, why be numb to your situation for somebody to tell you you're not dealing with it? This is why you keep going in the same direction, right?
Right.
And eventually you're gonna get tired of it.
Right.
Now, hot sauce, I like spiciness.
Yeah.
But I also got to know when to simmer it down, because too much spice can backfire on you. It's like, we don't want to talk about how do we spice it up in our relationship, right?
Yes.
Because we are afraid of what our partner
may feel.
Right. Or, maybe they're not ready to explore that aspect yet,
Right. Yeah.
How do I spice up myself? You get the girl that I always think of Euphoria, when the girl Kat.
Yeah.
She was like this plain girl, and then she did something random on the internet, and now she got leather. She cut her hair.
She's spicy now.
On fire. But
yes, indeed.
Too much of that, she was getting the wrong type of
attention. Yes.
And it was just like, or she was being labeled. So it's like, how do we spice up ourselves and work? In relationships, with family, with friends, with ourselves, and how do we know when to simmer it down a bit? Like one of my episodes was about friendships.
Okay.
I've had friendships where it would start off spicy. We would go out, we would do whatever, and then when it started to simmer down, it was like, are we still friends? Did I do something wrong?
Yeah.
We're not hanging out the way that we used to, and it's like the thought process was a little off, and it caused problems.
Yeah.
And we have a hard time being able to dissect when it's like, okay, so this doesn't go here, but you're still trying to put it there. It's like trying to force this like thinking myth buster into the equation. So it's like, well, if I call her and say to her, I think that we don't hang out enough, or I'm missing my friend or whatever, she's gonna be like, girl, I'm married, I got kids, I'm trying to figure out my life.
Right.
I don't
and
wanna,
that happens.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to come off the whiny friend or the selfish friend or the needy friend, not knowing that my friend also is going through stuff. You know? So How do we spice that up? Maybe once a month we can go out sometime, or
Right.
I pay for your babysitter. I don't know how often you guys do that, but
Yeah,
that would be a blessing in disguise. So
I'm gonna drink on that one.
yeah, you know. So it's
I don't
like,
know if they up for the cause of that one.
You know, if my
But-
best friend paid for my babysitter, I might love you a little longer. But
I mean, you know, listen. But so basically, the concept of it is to basically is an issue, and we need to fix it. That will be your ginger ale. Your spicy is that it is an issue.
it could
And-
be an issue, or it can be something that you want to inhibit. Like
Yeah,
growing up, you and I both know.
yeah,
Sex.
yeah.
Don't mention that around your mama. Don't mention it around your grandmother.
Right,
Because you was either getting your lips twisted or you was.
right.
What did you just say in my
Right,
house?
you are in trouble.
So, from that point, it was. So, guys, we're going to talk about introducing toys in the bedroom. How you guys feel about that? Let's spice it up a bit. You're
Right.
like, whoa, hold
Right,
on, what?
Right. You're right. You're gonna just be like,
Because I don't know if I.
whoa.
And then
That-
when you start
Yeah.
talking, you're like, well, let me throw the headphones on because ain't nobody around. I can
Right.
kind of want to listen to Netflix or a documentary or, audiobook.
Right.
But you get pointers, and that's why I'm just like, I want to be able to start conversations that topics are taboo.
Yes. Yes.
That's pretty much what it is.
That's
It really is.
But because there are younger little girls out there, and this is why I became so comfortable with the Shay Monroe experience,
Okay.
because me speaking, people, oh, you crazy, oh my god, you say the craziest things, oh, I can't believe she just said that, and I'm like, but you were thinking what I was just bold enough to say it, or I'm comfortable enough to say it. And we live in a world where everything is swept under the rug. This conversation shouldn't be held because it's inappropriate. It don't have to be inappropriate versus it being true.
That's true.
So podcasts, people are doing their radio, and they're behind the mic, and they're just talking about certain things, and there's somebody out there like, oh my god, she gets it. I relate.
Yeah.
And it works. So, and being behind that is like, it's tough. It's
Listen,
hard.
the first
'Cause
time I was doing it, I was like, I really sat here and talked to myself for 30 minutes.
You're definitely talking
But
to
that's
yourself.
okay. 'Cause
Right.
and then when you play it back, it's like very therapeutic because it's like, oh, that really
Right.
resonated with me. Did I just tell myself about myself?
Right?
Let me find
I'm about
out.
to say, let me just tell myself
Have a little
something else.
church, So
Absolutely.
it's okay, but I think that when I've never truly had like this whole big ego or huge like confidence about myself. I always doubted things that I did, and I think that's why a lot of stuff that people knew I could do, I stopped doing. And it played a lot into the type of adult I was curating into. And I'm like, I'm in school to be a nurse practitioner in women's health, right?
Yes.
I'm going to meet so many different women
Oh, yes.
about their health.
Oh, yes.
And I'm like, I have to find a platform that's going to prep me for this.
Right.
And being a creative, a lot of creatives are quiet. You
Yeah.
don't really know about them because they don't know if their artwork that they're doing is good enough.
Right.
So it's
because
like,
they're always looking for another person to basically solidify
Yes.
if it's good enough.
Right. So it's
Right.
like, I have many artistic friends, and I think that they would do so well on like high levels, but they stay local. You know, they don't. Their friends know about it, but you don't know about it.
Right.
Unless somebody shares or they say, "Can I share it?"
Right.
I want to be able to break that barrier. I want to set that tone. Like, look,
Yes.
you can have a career job and still be a creative.
Yes.
Because when you need to escape from your career job, you want to be able to escape into something that's healthy for you.
Right.
When I'm whipping my butters, it's therapeutic. do it in a very like a meditation state.
Yeah.
So I light my sage.
Yes, get the
throw
sage.
on-
Get the
Yeah, because
negativeness.
if I was around you and I accidentally cursed you out, I need not to go.
There's
into the
no
butter.
such thing as an accidental curse out. You deserve that. You got it, and you're welcome. There's no such thing. I don't believe it. I believe it's all about the tone, people. I apologize for being loud. I do not
Listen.
apologize about things I said because you deserve that shit. But I get it.
If I
But
was-
see, I'm working on that. See, that's what I'm saying. You got the ginger ale. I need some ginger ale because I be going through some things. So I
'Cause
understand.
you my bottle of
You know
hot
what I mean?
sauce, so it's all right.
I'm the large hot sauce.
She's that hot sauce that sit on a high shelf, and you were like, "What's that's suicide hot sauce?"
Yeah, it's a souvenir. You don't
Yeah.
touch that hot sauce
Right.
unless you really, really need it, but you don't want that.
No,
That's
I'm
a
like,
spicy one.
I'm probably like 3 shelves below you. Sorry to all of those that caught that wrath. Cheers to you. I hope you're
Well-
doing better in life. But
right. Exactly.
But I don't know. For me, it's therapeutic. I throw my sage on.
Yes.
I put on my favorite album so
Just talk. Get the music. Get the
my music depending on my mood, my go-to album is the Photograph album. Only because I really did like that playlist
Okay.
from the movie. So I throw it on. There's no words. I'm not distracted. There's nobody talking to me. I can't create. When
So it's
people
like
are
smooth jazz.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a smooth jazz.
Okay.
I loop it, and I'm just like, because for me, when someone's talking to me, I feel like they're projecting on energy I don't really need. So if you're like gossiping or whatever,
Yeah.
so I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I just blend because I want this to be something that nourishes
Right.
other people's skin.
Absolutely, and that's when it's called made with love because you're not distracted with anything. You're making it with just pure creativity and love.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
So my daughter, she knows and I'm thankful, unfortunately the pandemic happened, but my mom is up here now because Georgia's like bugging.
Yeah.
So when my mom knows, I'm like, she holds my daughter down.
Yeah, shout out to mommy for that. But she
Right.
got her.
And I throw my little apron on.
That's right.
Like, I mean, no hair in that, 'cause I don't got no hair, but just. But
I'll
I got
give
my
you some.
sage.
You want some?
Okay, but I got my sage going. I got my and if I'm in if it's a Friday night and I'm batching, I got the 2000s playing, 90s to 2000s R&B.
We going Nelly.
So
we about to pop, lock, and drop it.
Pop, no, not the pop, lock, and drop
Oh
it.
man, that's my song.
Maybe Hot in Here.
Hot in here get you. I don't know.
Maybe
I'm
slow motion with Juvenile, not Trey.
Oh, slow motion for
I'm,
me.
I'm in a
Right,
I'm in a good mood.
That's a good.
If it's a Sunday night, I might have Jill Scott Long Walk.
I'm about to say you got a little
know.
Jill Scott. You got
That's my mellow nights.
I feel you.
So I
But
just
that's
be
a great
chilling.
way to create.
I love it.
And
It's
it puts you
therapeutic.
in a good mood. Let me tell you, when I start my shows and I have shows ahead of me, I sit in a tub full of bubble bath and I get my Indie Irie. Beautiful is one of my favorite songs. Love Beautiful.
Oh my God.
And I just need a moment to, create just what, who is Shay Monroe? What am I doing? What is the purpose of the show? And blah, 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 blah. And I come out the tub and I got got it. I know what I'm going to do.
It's an aha
I know what I'm going to say.
Yes.
And just being in yourself and living your own truth and still being able to create the greatness of, Andi and it's like, the body butter. I just can't. I just think of the body butter and I'm just thinking oh my God, it smells so good. And it puts you in a good place.
I love it. What I'm gonna say is, if you are afraid, if you get an idea
Yes.
and you are afraid, do it, because you never know what that fear is going to turn into. And a
Yes.
lot of people, they stagnate themselves because they are afraid of their own success. That is where you go wrong.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I wouldn't know that if I did this, it would get me to other places.
Yeah.
So don't quit in your dip.
Yes.
And what I mean by
I
that,
like that.
I
yes.
read this book,
I like that.
and I read this book, and it was called The Dip.
Yeah.
And I love it because it talks about when to quit bad and when to quit good.
Yes.
I didn't know what I was getting into when I started the body butter. I didn't know what I was getting into when I started the podcast. I didn't, it was just like all these things that I'm thinking of, and I'm like, will I be successful? Will I fail?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I won't know unless I try.
Unless you try. Absolutely. Because you have to try.
Right. And that's a good quit.
Yes.
But I'm not quitting.
Right.
I'm still
pausing.
in my dip. No, I'm not even pausing.
Okay.
I'm in my dip. Because I want to see where this is going to push me up to.
Yes.
If I would have gave up after that day of sitting outside in front of my, my complex and I sold 10, I could have just went upstairs and been like, I sold 10.
Yes.
No, I took the chance and sold out in another place. And I'm like, I'm going to keep going. People, when you have something and you're not sure, people automatically 80-60 idea.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like they don't know where it's going to put them. They don't know the people that it's going to help them connect to. You can sell to a customer, or you can podcast to someone and they can hit you up like, I want to network with you.
Yes.
I want to buy from you. So don't give up on your idea.
Yes.
Ideas and dreams are two different things, because you can dream of being a princess. You can dream of being a lawyer.
Yes.
You can chase those dreams for 30 years and your dreams become, your master rather than you mastering them.
Right.
Ideas, hey, I think I might go do, happy hour on Friday night. It's an idea.
Yeah.
But if you project your idea to 10 of your friends, I guarantee you're going to be at happy hour with your friends.
Absolutely.
So it's like,
absolutely.
Do it.
Right, to just go and do it.
Dare yourself to do it, and I guarantee you will feel so much better as a person. Yeah. Yourself, because it allows you to not escape, but face who you are. Yeah. Creativity, being an artist, being creative, everybody's creative. Yeah. But when you find yourself in that mode, creativity allows you to face things that you've never thought to face. Because when you are painting, drawing, sculpting, baking, writing, anything that has to do with you putting your brain to and whatever you see, bringing it to light. Yes. What do? We have to face the fact that it may not be perfect. Right. Right? Yes, indeed. There's gonna be some flaws. Mm-hmm. Not everybody will accept it. But as long as it looks good to us, right, and as long as it makes us happy and we are satisfied, I'm down. Right. And that's you know what? Listen, we're gonna just end that here, because I couldn't have said it better myself. It is literally everything I'm thinking, I'm feeling, because you have to go head first. Mm-hmm. You gotta dive in. That's the only way that you'll feel better about tomorrow. Because listen, at least I tried. And keep trying, keep doing it. Y'all see how my girl Andi started right in the kitchen. And it was just off of... I don't even use my kitchen. And she don't even use the kitchen. And she went and she conquered and she took over. And let me tell you guys, it is amazing. And we're going, get into how they can link up with you, how people can connect with you, because once y'all get the body butter and y'all doing nasty stuff, whoever you're doing it with, tell Andi thank you. Don't do nasty stuff. It doesn't get hair too. Do it. No. Make sure you do it. Before we get out of here, let the people know where they can find you. So you can find me on Instagram at Niava's Body Bar. So it's Niava_Body Bar. You can text 929-213-4354 with your name and what you're interested in. I am the only person that replies. You don't have to worry about going through customer service. I am customer service. I'm the manager. That's right. Owner, CEO. All around. I always post, so just look into the IG, look into the story, and if you want to see a certain scent featured, and I'm just gonna give y'all a little snippet. Come close. Listening. So this fall I will be launching my fall scents, my hair butters, scrubs, and soaps. Listen. All customized and blended by moi. And for Christmas, I'm going to save you the hassle because I will have gift baskets. So this way, if your girl's over there stressed, just get a spa body butter on me.
Yes.
Send to her. Save your relationship and maybe
Save
some kids.
the relationship. Listen, guys, that is so amazing. Candy, thank you so much for
No
joining
problem.
me.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, I'm so excited. Guys, listen, y'all heard it from her mouth to your ears. Y'all better go get that body butter. Y'all want to feel good. And don't forget to check out Ginger Ale and Hot Sauce on her podcast. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to be on her show. She's going to be on my show. We're going to do a collaboration. It's going to be a whole bunch of melanin everywhere, everybody. It's your girl, Shay Monroe. Welcome to Summertime in the Sky. Everybody have a good one. Peace.
Bye.